Guys, hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to run through a really simple but really effective core program you can do at home. This is going to really make sure that one, there's no weaknesses in that core, so you're going to be able to lift heavy, you're going to be able to have everyday function, and two, it's really going to help bulletproof against any sort of injuries from instability. So the exercises that we're going to run through, they all have a different purpose. So the first one is going to be what's called anti-extension. So what anti-extension means that we're using your abs to stop this movement happening. Okay, so a really big job of the core muscles are to stop movement happening at the spine. Because if you think about doing a squat, doing a deadlift, or anything where there's a large external force, we don't want movement happening. We don't want movement happening through the spine, okay? We just want we just want movement happening at the limbs. So the first one is going to be a plank, which is anti-extension. The next one is going to be a side plank, which is anti-rotation, so stopping that movement. The next one is going to be anti-flexion, so stopping this movement. Okay, so three movements that we are going to be doing in a series. So the first one with the plank, okay, most of you have done a plank before, but the main thing with the plank is actually creating as much force as you can and trying to stay in a really nice rigid position with a nice stiff spine. So a couple of cues for this, we want to be thinking about pulling the elbows down towards our hips. We're going to be keeping the glutes on super hard and we're going to have those knees locked out nice and hard. So the first level is going to be off the knees. Okay, here, just driving those elbows down hard, thinking about pulling the sternum to the belly button. The next level is going to be up on the toes. Okay, so I'm not just passively holding this position, I'm really digging those elbows down, out, as I'm digging them into sand, and pulling that sternum down to that belly button while I'm keeping the $100 bill in the bum cheeks. So I'm going to hold that anything between 30 and 60 seconds with maximal tension. You can use something on your hips to make that harder. From there, I'm going to go into my side plank. So we've just done anti-extension, okay? So with that movement, we're trying not to get into that open rib position, which will be what's happening as you get fatigued. And now we're trying to stop rotation happening. So what I mean by rotation here is that when we're in the side plank position, I'm really trying not to let myself roll over the top. Okay, so first level here is going to be off the knees, next level is going to be off the toes, last level is going to be like a star, which I'll show you. So whatever level you do, the main principles here is the same as the plank, okay? We want maximal tension with those quads locked on, with those glutes on, and a nice tight tummy as though someone's going to hit me super hard in that belly. So start off on the easy level or the easier level. Super firm here, nice straight line from that shoulder to that knee. To make that harder, up on the feet. To make that harder again, we go into that star. Okay, so we've done anti-extension, we've done anti-rotation, and now we want to do anti-flexion. So with anti-flexion, now we're going to be using more of your posterior core muscles, okay? What I'm talking about here are the muscles through your lower back, your hamstrings, and your glutes. That's all part of your core. So with this, we just need 2 benches anything like this, 2 chairs. And the basically principles here, very similar to the others. Okay, we want to be keeping as much tension as we can. We want to make sure that we're really fighting that movement. Okay, so we're pulling those ribs down hard. So we're going to go feet up. The further I take the benches away, the longer the lever, the harder it's going to be. The other thing I want you to think about with this is making sure the feet don't roll outwards. Okay, so from here, I'm glutes on, ribs down, and holding this position. So I'm making sure that my hips don't sag there. Okay, so keeping those hips up, glutes on, holding that position. To make this one harder, you can go single leg. It's a lot harder. When I do single leg, I'm making sure that hip doesn't drop. Okay, you can also do double leg and add weight onto the hips, onto the thighs. So guys, that's 3 movements, very, very simple, but if you do them right, very, very effective in training the full core. And when you have that full core bulletproofed, you're going to bulletproof basically your life in terms of athleticism and what you can do without pain, and also any you're going to help decrease your chances of any lower back problems. So 3 movements. What I suggest you do is you do these a couple of times per week at a minimum, and you do anything between 1 to 3 sets of each of those movements. With your time duration, it doesn't need to be done to really big fatigue. You just want to be thinking about creating as much tension as you can. So you're learning to brace and to lock those things into place. Okay, so if you do currently have any sort of pain or injuries that you're dealing with, and you can do this without pain, I suggest increasing the frequency, so doing them more often. But if it's more as a prehab type thing, or more as a just trying to get stronger type thing, then start off with a few times per week and 1 to 3 sets of each of those. So guys, let me know how you go. Shoot me any questions if you have any. Very simple, 3 exercises. It's going to take you about 10 minutes to do it well. And like I said, it's going to go a really, really long way to helping you keep on fulfilling that potential of strength.